Hi everyone. So, it's been a year? Oh wow, that's a very long time since I finished my IB exams, and believe me, it felt great. It was probably one of the best feelings ever when I was writing my last few words in my business exam. Yeah, but there's still a lot of people who are still in IB, especially for this year. There are people who are taking their exams. Oh boy, good luck. And in my last video, someone in the name of JXRaid commented to talk about the do's and don'ts for IB. I didn't think that I was gonna make another video of IB because I was like, why would I even make one? But then I realized it's always good to help other people, and it might help you, who knows. So yeah, for this video, I'm gonna talk about the do's and don'ts for IB. Here we go. Right, if I could give one universal do and don't, not only IB but life in general, is don't procrastinate and be organized. I could just end the video right there, but I feel that a lot of people say the same thing. It wouldn't be that much in depth. I have more, believe it or not. As a matter of fact, I asked a few friends who finished IB, and here's what they said. Here's one. Do know all of the important deadlines. Trust me on this, it helps you organize yourself and make sure that you give in your work in time. If you miss something, it can be quite devastating and disastrous. It's very difficult to have extensions, especially for IB, and yeah, if you miss something, whether that's an assignment or an exam, an essay, it can be quite bad. So yeah, knowing all of your deadlines is incredibly crucial, so make sure when to give in your extended essay, when to give in your IAs, all of your other assignments, your exams, and that includes the time, the day, if it's in the morning, if it's in the afternoon, it doesn't matter. It's extremely important. What's the point of studying all day or doing your assignment all day if you confuse the date or don't even realize that it was past? You don't want that. Okay, another tip that I have, when you're doing exams, do try to look at past paper. They help a lot because you get to learn about the structure of the exam, because it will help you during the real exams and have a better idea on how to tackle those questions. And also look at the mark scheme. The mark scheme pretty much gives the guidelines of what the examiners want you to see. Try to solve the past paper without looking at the mark scheme. After you finish your past papers or questions, you can look at the mark scheme, compare the answers, and learn. I don't know if a lot of people know about this, but you could also check the examiner's report, and it's actually quite nice because it gives you a more in-depth feedback on certain questions and what people did right and what people did wrong. It comments about specific questions that students might have been struggling in the exam. It's very useful. If you can find an examiner's report for the paper, use it. Here's a don't. Don't leave everything for your second year. It's gonna kill you, because in your senior year, it's gonna be the year where you're gonna start applying for a lot of universities, and you don't want to do that while you have all of your internal assessments and your extended essay and your CAS and your other assignments and your tests and your mocks and your exams. You seriously don't want that. If you can, try to finish as much as you can for your first year, and that is your IAs, at least a draft or an idea for your extended essay, so you can try to work it during the summer and talk into your advisor about it, because it is super rewarding to have finished everything in your first year and then having a lot more spare time in your second years and be able to focus on all the university things and studying for the real thing. And by experience, I can tell you, it's not pleasant if you don't do any of that. It'll drive you insane. The thing about IB is that organization is crucial. A lot of people succeed because they're super organized. Their time management is top notch. They just hand in everything on time and they just have a pleasant time, while everyone else who procrastinates and don't do their work just suffer. Which is like 90% of all IB students, including myself. So yeah, there's this saying that a friend told me, and it's, don't buy more than you can chew. Good, that's essentially what it is. When it comes to studying, try to revise everything beforehand. I know it's easier said than done, but after class you can just like check some of the notes that you've just written, because you don't want to forget everything that you wrote or what the teacher has taught you, because during class you might be confident and think, oh yeah, I get it, I know how to do this, but you will have to retain that, otherwise you're not going to have a pleasant time trying to learn everything the day before your exam. And also, if you're studying, try to study with your friends. It can be really beneficial, especially if you're studying for the same subject and you guys can help each other and give support, but try not to get distracted because it can completely backfire and yeah, you can end up being more distracted. Once you're in IB, you have this mentality that it just takes forever and you think that it will never finish. Don't worry, it'll soon end. You'll be free. It's gonna be okay. I'm not saying that it's gonna be a walk in the park, but you're up to a challenge. It's gonna be useful for the future. Right, when it comes to all of this, do try to sleep or at least take a nap, but don't try to take like 3-hour naps like me. Don't do that. But you can take power naps that can be around 30 minutes or an hour and 30 minutes, so that you don't disturb your REM cycle. It's very effective and it could make you incredibly energized to keep working. Don't try to do a lot of all-nighters because you're gonna feel extremely groggy and horrible and you won't be able to focus on the next day. But if you have to do an all-nighter, just do your best. And that's the thing, sleeping is super important and so is relaxation. I know that it's gonna be a lot of work and you might think that you don't have enough time for anything, but you don't want to be suffering forever. So you have to find time to relax. Just try to have a little bit of time to relax. If you just keep working and working and working and working and working, you're just gonna feel incredibly drained and unmotivated for a very, very long time. So it's always good to have breaks in between, but don't try to extend breaks to the point where you have done nothing for the entire time. So try to put alarm clocks or try to tell, I don't know, maybe your parents, your friends, someone, to tell them, hey, I'm gonna take a break for like 20-30 minutes. Could you tell me to go back to work after that time? And yeah, through relaxation, you're gonna have more energy and it won't be as dreadful. Another important thing, do try to take classes that you're interested or enthusiastic about. I feel that this is super important because you don't want to take subjects for the next 2 years of something that you absolutely hate. Just try to take things that you're actually interested in, because at least you're gonna be able to do something that you're actually interested at. And because of that, not only would you do better and put more effort because you're actually interested in the subject, but it wouldn't be as miserable as taking something that you absolutely hate. And finally, one thing that I can say, don't try to take this extremely seriously. Don't try to think that it's gonna be either life or death, because it's not. You need to realize that IB is not everything. There's still a lot of things ahead, because if you take it too seriously, you will get stressed. And if you get stressed, you will strive for perfection and make sure that everything is okay, or you will be completely unmotivated and won't want to do anything at all, and therefore not achieve as much as you want. It's not easy. IB is seriously really, really difficult. You shouldn't be too hard on yourself. And if things are getting more and more difficult, there's always resources. You can check the web for any subject, really. You can ask teachers, ask your friends, ask for tutoring. You can even look at YouTube videos. There are a lot of great resources on the web, and many of these resources are around you. Trust me, you just have to look for them. And if it's becoming too difficult, and if you're becoming very anxious, very stressed, you can leave it in the comments, or you can even try to send me a message and I could give you more tips, because I've been there. It's gonna be an interesting ride if you haven't taken IB and you're planning to take IB. I think a very important point to say is that you really have to see if IB is the right thing to do. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. And for all the upcoming students that are gonna take IB, enjoy your summer. Your next summer is not gonna be fun. You're gonna have to work a lot, especially for your IAs and your extended essays. And start with your applications. But it's not all bad. Believe it or not, you will miss them, kind of. I'm not saying that I would do it again, but looking back, it helped me grow more as a person, and it made me appreciate a lot of things. Like literature, I really like literature because of my IB Spanish literature teacher was incredible. My computing science teacher was amazing. A lot of my teachers were very influential during that time. I think that's pretty much it. I don't know if this video was helpful in any way, but I hope it was for you. If you liked it, you can like this video and share it if you know anyone who's gonna take IB or is going through IB. And yeah, I hope that all of you have a nice day, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Goodbye, good luck, you can do it.